I'm Grim, and this is your Grim Dispatch for the morning of December 19th. And here's the question the medical establishment does not want to hear today. What happens when the federal government finally admits the procedures it allowed on minors were never safe to begin with? Well, HHS just moved to cut federal funding from hospitals that perform sex-rejecting procedures on minors, puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, and surgeries. And for the first time, the language coming out of Washington isn't wrapped in euphemism. RFK Jr. calls these interventions unsafe, irreversible, malpractice, and a violation of the Hippocratic Oath. CMS is proposing that any hospital performing them should lose Medicare and Medicaid participation entirely, and that is not a symbolic gesture. That's the federal government putting its hand on the financial valve and turning it off. For years, activists insisted these procedures were settled science, and they weren't. They insisted the outcomes were positive, and they weren't. They insisted the risks were minimal, and they weren't. And now the same institutions that pushed these interventions are watching the ground shift under their feet. Because once the federal government labels something unsafe, the legal landscape changes overnight. Liability changes, standards of care change, insurance changes, and the public conversation changes with it. RFK Jr. didn't use the word maybe you or I would use, but the meaning is unmistakable. When a government says a medical practice causes lasting physical and psychological damage, the debate is over. The only question left is how long the institutions that defended it will pretend nothing happened. So, what happens when the federal government finally admits these procedures were never safe? The entire medical establishment loses the shield it's been hiding behind, and accountability finally begins. This is your Grim Dispatch.